KGO News Talk 810.
1054, Ronn Owens, KGO with Senator Barack Obama. Actually, serious question. I mean, are you like, do you have to listen at home? I mean, are you as bright, sharp, and determined at home and everybody listens to you?
No, I remember Time Magazine, it had a list of 100 most influential people, right? They come out with this once a year. So I was on it, and I had to explain to them, I am not even the most influential person in my house. I rank obviously behind my wife.
Well, it's
also behind my 8-year-old, because my 5-year-old does everything that the 8-year-old does. I think my 5-year-old and I are tied for third in the household in terms of influence.
My daughter Sarah's there. Well, I'm fourth, though, right? Actually, I'm fifth beneath the dog thing, too. It's the old, if a tree falls in the forest, is the husband still wrong? Edward in Morgan Hill, good morning. Welcome to KGO.
Good morning. Barack, I have a question. I'm a kind of independent voter. I tend to vote more Republican than anything because I just don't like social programs. I don't like bending people and molding them into something that they might not be.
Right.
Anyway, I have a problem voting Democratic. How would you change my problem? How would you? What? Give me 3 issues that would sway me to vote Democratic in 06 or 08, and keep off the big ones like abortion doesn't really concern me, or any of those other issues. I want something that now illegal aliens that gets me, and enforcing laws that are already on the books. That would sway me. Now,
well, you already talked about energy. You already talked about healthcare. So talk about illegal aliens. How do you approach a problem like that?
Look, the step one, you got to have control over the borders, and I think that there is no easy way to prevent folks who are making or living on $2 a day not to want to come here. Imagine if Canada had a minimum wage of $100 an hour. How many Americans would be flowing up north, right? So part of it is not only dealing with border security, but also dealing with employers. Because the biggest problem that we've had in the 86 reform and the 96 reform, there was talk about employer sanctions, but it wasn't serious. And so my view has been that we set up a system of verifiable work ID cards of some sort. And I actually included this in the McCain-Kennedy bill that was passed through the Senate but faltered in the House. If we do that, then that's going to provide a disincentive for people to want to come here. But once we get control of that, we also have to recognize there are 12 million undocumented workers in this country. Anybody who thinks that we're all going to put them on a bus and ship them back home is lying to themselves. And so what we really need to do then, if we can get control of our borders, get employer sanctions in place that are actually enforced, then I think we've got to give a pathway to citizenship to those 12 million and tell them, you've got to be in the back of the line. You can't jump the line. You're not going to be the first person to become a citizen. It's not going to happen overnight, but over a 10-year process, 11-year process, you keep your nose clean and you pay your taxes and you do what you're supposed to do. You learn English and pay a fine, that you can become a citizen if you so choose. And
you have said absolutely everything I've said. The only thing I'm a little stronger on is I go further on the ID. I think everybody ought to have one card, a national ID card. It's your passport. It's your medical information. It's your driver's license. One card.
Well, we're going to be moving in that direction because a lot of this is going to be electronic. And the technology is moving so fast that the fact that we still have people, shuffling through their wallets for a Social Security card, a driver's license, a passport, this, or that, the other, that I would say by the time my kids are, out of school, they're probably going to have one of those.
By the way, Sabrina, could we have where the senator is appearing? And while I do that, I will point out, for 26 years, we've had the largest audience in the Bay Area, about 100,000 at any given moment. Okay?
Right.
First interview. Not just first local radio interview.
Right.
In first 90 days in office.
All right. You know what? I give in. What now? If I'm not running though.
If you're not running, I can't do it.
Then it's okay, right?
Well, maybe if the Democrats in the White House, you and I will just go in and do it in the Oval Office. But if you're president 90 days, I get the interview in the Oval Office with you.
It's got to be in the Oval Office. I need to check with the Secret Service. Is that allowed? You will get an interview. You will get an interview. How's that?
In the first 90 days,
you will get an interview.
I get the hour, and you know what? It doesn't have to be in the Oval Office.
You will get an interview. I'm not sure it'll be a whole hour.
Wait a minute.
I'm a tough negotiator.
Whoa.
I'm a tough negotiator.
Give me your minimum.
15 minutes.
30.
20.
30.
25.
30.
25.
25.
All right.
Damn, you're good. The Audacity of Hope.